Hi, hello. Whoa, we have reached 50 subscribers. Thank you so much for everyone who subscribed us. Thank you so much. Let's get into today's video. Disclaimer, this video is only for education purposes. Do not take any medicines without doctor consultation. The TT vaccine, also known as tetanus vaccine. It known as tetanus toxoid, TT. This vaccine is given to provide protection, immunity, against tetanus, lockjaw, in adults and children 7 years or older. Vaccination is the best way to protect against this life-threatening disease. Vaccines work by causing the body to produce its own protection antibodies. Tetanus vaccine is usually first given to infants with 2 other vaccines for diphtheria and whooping cough pertussis in a series of 3 injections. This vaccine is usually used as a booster vaccine after this first series. Closely follow the vaccination schedule provided by the healthcare professional. Booster injections may be needed at the time of injury in older children and adults if it has been 5 to 10 years since the last tetanus vaccine was received. Booster injections should also be given every 10 years even if no injury has occurred. This injection used for tetanus, diphtheria, pertussis may be used for the booster. Like this TT has many uses. Today we are going to see about TT injection. Come on, let's get into video. The first vaccine for passive immunology was discovered by a group of German scientists under the leadership of Emil von Behring in 1890. The first inactive tetanus toxoid was discovered and produced in 1924. A more effective adsorbed version of the vaccine, created in 1938, was proven to be successful when it was used to prevent tetanus in the military during World War II. DTP, which is the combined vaccine for diphtheria, tetanus, and pertussis, was first used in 1948 and was continued until 1991, when it was replaced with an acellular form of the pertussis vaccine due to safety concerns. Half of those who received the DTP vaccine had redness, swelling, and pain around the injection site, which convinced researchers to find a replacement vaccine. 2 new vaccines were launched in 1992. These combined tetanus and diphtheria with acellular pertussis, TDAP or DTAP, which could be given to adolescents and adults, as opposed to previously when the vaccine was only given to children. Now let's see the medical uses of tetanus vaccine. Effectiveness of tetanus vaccine. Following vaccination, 95% of people are protected from diphtheria, 80% to 85% from pertussis, and 100% from tetanus. Globally, deaths from tetanus in newborns decreased from 787,000 in 1988 to 58,000 in 2010, and 34,000 deaths in 2015, a 96% decrease from 1988. In the 1940s, before the vaccine, there were about 550 cases of tetanus per year in the United States, which has decreased to about 30 cases per year in the 2000s. Nearly all cases are among those who have never received a vaccine, or adults who have not stayed up to date on their 10-year booster shots. TT during pregnancy. Guidelines on prenatal care in the United States specify that women should receive a dose of the TDAP vaccine during each pregnancy, preferably between weeks 27 and 36, to allow antibody transfer to the fetus. All postpartum women who have not previously received the TDAP vaccine are recommended to get it prior to discharge after delivery. It is recommended for pregnant women who have never received the tetanus vaccine, that is neither DTP or DTAP, nor DT as a child or TD or TT as an adult, to receive a series of 3 TD vaccinations starting during pregnancy to ensure protection against maternal and neonatal tetanus. In such cases, TDAP is recommended to be substituted for 1 dose of TD, again preferably between 27 and 36 weeks of gestation, and then the series completed with TD. Specific types of TT. The first vaccine is given in infancy. The baby is injected with the DTAP vaccine, which are 3 inactive toxins in 1 injection. DTAP protects against diphtheria, pertussis, and tetanus. This vaccine is safer than the previously used DTP. Another option is DT, which is a combination of diphtheria and tetanus vaccines. This is given as an alternative to infants who have conflicts with the DTAP vaccine. Quadrivalent, pentavalent, and hexavalent formulations contain DTAP with 1 or more of the additional vaccines. Inactivated poliovirus vaccine (IPV), Haemophilus influenzae type B conjugate, hepatitis B, with the availability varying in different countries. For the every 10-year booster, TD or TDAP must be used, though TDAP is more expensive. Scheduled TT. Because DTaP and DT are administered to children less than a year old, the recommended location for injection is the anterolateral thigh muscle. However, these vaccines can be injected into the deltoid muscle if necessary. The World Health Organization (WHO) recommends 6 doses in childhood starting at 6 weeks of age. 4 doses of DTaP are to be given in early childhood. The first dose should be around 2 months of age, the second at 4 months, the third at 6, and the fourth from 15 to 18 months of age. There is a recommended 5th dose to be administered to 4 to 6-year-olds. TD and TDAP are for older children, adolescents, and adults and can be injected into the deltoid muscle. These are boosters and are recommended every 10 years. It is safe to have shorter intervals between a single dose of TDAP and a dose of the TD booster. Additional doses of TT booster shots are important because lymphocyte production antibodies is not at a constant high rate of activity. This is because after the introduction of the vaccine, when lymphocyte production is high, the production activity of white blood cells will start to decline. The decline in activity of the T helper cells means that there must be a booster to help keep the white blood cells active. TD and TDAP are the booster shots given every 10 years to maintain immunity for adults 19 years of age to 65 years of age. TDAP is given as a one-time, first-time only dose that includes the tetanus, diphtheria, and acellular pertussis vaccinations. This should not be administered to those who are under the age of 11 or over the age of 65. TD is the booster shot given to people over the age of 7 and includes the tetanus and diphtheria toxoids. However, TD has less of the diphtheria toxoid, which is why the D is lowercase and the T is capitalized. It is important to understand that booster shots should be administered before the age of 65 and that one of these booster shots should be TDAP while the rest are TD. In 2020, the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention (CDC) Advisory Committee on Immunization Practices (ACIP) recommended that either tetanus and diphtheria toxoids (TD) vaccine or TDAP to be used for the decennial TD booster, tetanus prevention during wound management, and for additional required doses in the catch-up immunization schedule if a person has received at least 1 TDAP dose. Side effects of TT. Common side effects of the tetanus vaccine include fever, redness, and swelling with soreness or tenderness around the injection site. 1 of 5 people have redness or swelling. Body aches and tiredness have been reported following TDAP. TDAP can cause painful swelling of the entire arm in 1 of 500 people. Tetanus toxoid containing vaccines DTaP, DTP, TDAP, TD, and DT may cause brachial neuritis at a rate of 1 out of every 100,000 to 200,000 doses. TT's mechanism of action. The type of vaccination for this disease is called artificial active immunity. This type of immunity is generated when a dead or weakened version of the disease enters the body, causing an immune response which includes the production of antibodies. This is beneficial because it means that if the disease is ever introduced into the body, the immune system will recognize the antigen and produce antibodies more rapidly. The TT injection has various uses for our body, although those who are watching this video, I recommend them to take the TT injection only with doctor prescription. So guys, if you have any problem in health, then visit doctor. This video is only for education purposes. Do not take any medicines without doctor consultation. If you found this video interesting, then give this video a like and share with your friends and family, and don't forget to subscribe to Core.io.